Former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura is our guest. New book out on the New York Times bestseller list. Don't Start the Revolution Without Me. He's with us for the rest of the hour. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we're going to do something we haven't done on the other two interviews with him. We've been lucky enough to have. And that's take some of your phone calls specifically to the governor about his take on what's happening in our society at 1-800-259-9231. Governor, I want to pick your brain about the war, the economy, the Fourth Amendment under attack, all these issues. But obviously, you know what I'm going to ask first here, now that we're into the interview. And I've learned to not trust the mainstream media. Last week, I called you at home, and you said, no, I did not tell NPR that I was that I had committed to run. I'll announce that next Monday or Tuesday. Sure enough, the ABC headline said governor will run. I went and listened to the interview. You said, if I decide to run, here is why I will run. Then ABC had to retract, and Drudge had to retract what they had said. So this time, I don't want to go off what the news is saying. Other news is reporting that you're going to announce either way tonight on Larry King. A, is that accurate, or will it be tomorrow?
No, I guess it's accurate. Everybody tells me I will tonight, so, you know. I guess it's kind of out of my hands. I don't want to be called a liar.
Governor, you kind of came out for 9/11 Truth on this show unannounced. I had no idea you were going to do that 4 or 5 months ago, and that caused a national firestorm. Why not go ahead and tell us if you're going to run for Senate right now on this show?
Because it's the middle of the afternoon, and I don't want to be sieged with the media for the rest of the day. Is that a good answer?
That is a good one, but let me make a guess.
And the point is, if I say it right now, that's what'll happen. I think I'd rather say it this evening, where I can, like a good Navy SEAL, run off in the shadows and disappear.
And I'm going to make the guess, and it's not a wild guess, in fact, I'm going to predict you're going to announce you're running for Senate, and this is why you're going to announce you're running for Senate tonight on Larry King, because you love this country. You saw him shoot down the Fourth Amendment last week. You see us about to go to war with Iran that'll further tank the economy. You know we need your voice in the Senate, and you love this republic, and so you're going to serve the republic one more time, and you know you've already beaten the sorry excuse for a human being for governor that's running for Senate as well, and so you've been drafted by the American people, and we're not going to start the revolution without you, and so you are drafted, you're running for the Senate, Jesse Ventura, and we all know it, aren't you?
Oh, Alex, you might be premature. Don't go that far. Wait till Larry King tonight.
So you will announce one way or the other tonight?
Yeah.
Talk about building suspense. We'll do this.
It all kind of started with Larry, so I figured that it should either explode with Larry or end with Larry, however it goes.
Yeah, let it end or let it grow from where it started.
Yeah, exactly, because it all started April 1st when I came back from Mexico and started my book tour, and the first show I did was Larry King.
You're trying to build suspense. I do believe you're going to call that final child. How many children do you have?
2.
Well, one of them's the one that woke you up to 9/11, you said. So, I mean, he's got to be on board with fighting the globalist.
Well, he's the one I got to talk to.
Oh, he's going to say, Dad, get in there and fight the New World Order.
Well, we'll see.
Well, he's got to make the sacrifice. I mean, I know that you're his dad, but we need you too, Governor.
I'll just read it, okay? Here it is. Quote, naturally, the common people don't want war. But after all, it is the leaders of the country who determine the policy. And it is always a simple matter to drag the people along, whether it is a democracy or a fascist dictatorship or a parliament or a communist dictatorship. Voice or no voice, the people always can be brought to the bidding of the leaders. This is easy. All you have to do is tell them they are being attacked and denounce the pacifists for lack of patriotism and exposing the country to danger. Now, Alex, do you agree that that seems to be the mental philosophy we've had here since 9/11?
Yes, and that's Hermann Goering, head of the Luftwaffe.
You know your stuff well. That's Hermann Goering, a quote from a Nazi. Now, it troubles me greatly when I start looking at philosophy and how our government seems to be operating, and when it starts paralleling Nazis, isn't that about time a flag should fly up for us as citizens?
I already really liked Jesse Ventura since I was a kid growing up watching Predator and the Running Man. We even watched him some on wrestling, rolling around laughing. I always liked the villains, but in reality, he's the good guy. And then when he came on my show and talked about 9/11 being an inside job, I'd met him before that, when he questioned the official story of 9/11. Really, his stock went up to 100% for me, right up there, really even past Ron Paul. Ron Paul has said that he thinks they may stage attacks or may stage Gulf of Tonkins, or that they may have let it happen, but he just won't come out and say that it looks like a controlled demolition for political reasons. I really respect Governor Jesse Ventura, and even if he doesn't announce he's running for Senate tonight on Larry King Live, you better believe I'll be watching. Hope you're watching. He's done his duty, coming out on the show, questioning 9/11, speaking out against the police state, and everything else he's done. Any other key points or things you want to impart to this audience?
No, not really. Just hopefully the wake-up call that people better start standing up and better start speaking out, because, I'm getting tired of doing it and standing alone. Remember, my second book, Alex, was Do I Stand Alone?
Well, Governor, listen, now hold on. I mean, I know how it is to be frustrated, but...
Well, I'm excusing you. You're the one voice out there. You take a tremendous amount of heat yourself, and I commend you for having the courage to continue what you do.
Oh, no, sir, I commend you. We appreciate you, but let me just...
No. Alex, you're doing just as much as me, because you're on the air every day. I'm not on the air every day.
Well, I just want to say this. There is a tide in the fortunes of men when, taken at the flood, or I'm getting that backwards. There is a tide in the affairs of men when taken at the flood leads on to fortune. That's a Julius Caesar quote. There is a tide in the affairs of men when taken at the flood leads on to fortune. And the fortune you and I are after is liberty and freedom for our children and grandchildren, our progeny to come. And so I'm saying to you, you came early. You came before this thing really came to a head. Now you are right at that flashpoint, Governor Ventura, and we need somebody who's intelligent, who is manly, who is strong, who is the archetypal leader type, up there with the chiseled jaw and the intellect and the gruff voice, to be a leader during these times of crises.
Well, there is no right or wrong decision.
Well, you've certainly already come out and talked about 9/11 and spoken out. I mean, you've already done your duty. I'm saying we need you to go above and beyond that.
Okay, well, anyway, Alex, can we go to some calls?
Yes, I'm just lobbying you here, sir. My own
battle. You are. You're doing a good job.
We need you. Hey, I'm telling you.
I just want to say that whatever your decision is tonight, we respect you and we honor that decision, because I know family is a huge commitment. I do also want to say that we are in a monumental period in history where we can either look back on this and say, man, I wish I would have done it, or we can look back and say, I wish I had.
Yeah, he's going to run. This is greatness right here. This is the make it or break it moment.
Alex, don't say that.
Mr. Ventura, you got many people backing you. And
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what? He had the courage to come on this show and talk about 9/11. I know what's in you, Governor Ventura. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's no coward in Mr. Ventura whatsoever.
Yeah, I think you should march out there and protest that yourself. That's the type of aggressive stuff. Governor, let me advise you covertly. We need you as a general at the front of the army out there.
I'm an enlisted man. I'm not a general.
Well, you're a general now, whether you like it or not. You're like Chuck Yeager, who ended up being a general.
Don't be calling me an officer. I knew who my parents were.
Mark in California, you're on the air with Governor Ventura, soon to be Senator Ventura.
Shush, Alex.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're on the air, Mark. And then I'm going to be praying all day that you, I'm going to be praying that you, or hoping above hope that you're going to run for the Senate, because I see destiny in this, and I really think there's going to be fireworks.
Well, Alex, Alex. I hope that if my decision's the other way, you won't hate me forever.
I am not going to hate you. Absolutely not.
I'm one of them guys. I was in the Navy when the ships were made of wood and the men were made of steel.
Hey, I was just in Jacksonville for a while, and you got to see our Navy now. It'd make you want to throw up. I mean,
Why?
it's feminized. Now I went on a smart ship and took a tour. I couldn't believe it.
You know, I don't know. I don't find that so bad. It'd be better looking at some girls than maybe you.
Well, I say
that only in fun.
But anyway,
serving with girls wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, got to bring some women in for, have some fun.
Well, I was driving a cab for a while, and I picked up this one sailor. You wouldn't believe this girl that jumped in, and he goes, "Hey, buddy, how would you like to have her? You never had her on a ship, did you?"
Have some camp women. I got to jump here. Jesse Ventura, Governor Ventura, we pray that you will. We hope that you're going to be running for Senate, but if not, you've done your duty. Thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you, Alex. It's always my pleasure, and I'll look forward to doing it again before I head to Mexico.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon, sir.
Very good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.